Alright, Elite Co 3 here, and today we're going to do a retro break, and it's actually a product that I have a lot of fun breaking. I've done a few of these. I've probably done about 5 or 6 of them actually, but it's 1987 Donruss, and home of the Barry Bonds rookie. You got the Maddux, you got the Mcgwire, which I consider a rookie, since the 1985 Topps is just kind of like, to me it's kind of like a special issue because he's in the USA uniform. Who else is in this? Larkin's in this. There's definitely some other notables, but pack fresh cards, so a chance at PSA 9s or 10s. There are no guarantees though. I mean, cards could be dinged up or chipped out of the pack, and that's just the way it goes. So we're gonna break this one. I'm gonna cut to the actual break of the video. Here's what the packs look like. Just your basic wax packs. So that's it. Alright, so here we go with the actual break of the 1987 Donruss baseball box. There's the carnage. There's all the packs and stuff. And then we got the 2 stacks. That's kind of how I like to do it with these older junk wax breaks. So let's just get to it. The cards don't flip as quick as I'd like. Not like the score select box I did the other night. But they still are somewhat... They're not stuck together. So let's just get to it. That's a Bip Roberts. I think that's a rookie right there. So... not that he's like a notable player. I mean, he had a pretty good career, though. There's Sean Dunston. Frank Viola. Phil Niekro. He looks like he's like 70. Look at that. Wade Boggs. And something to note on these, so this is kind of how I look at these cards when I'm trying to maybe slab like a Bonds or a Maddux, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can slab whichever card you want. But on the side here, on the 2 edges, there's like 2 sets of baseballs. I think there's 5 baseballs. So you want to find the ones like this Ozzie Smith, where half... You can see the baseball going down in the first row, then the second row you see half of the baseball on each side. That's kind of how I see that it's actually centered. And I look at PSA 10s already in the slabs, and that's kind of what they look like. So when you see this Boggs, you got like the whole baseball on the right, and you got a little baseball showing on the left. And if you want, you can just look at these black borders right here, and you can kind of see that the right one's fatter. So that's kind of what I do when I'm looking at the centering for this set. I mean, it's pretty much common sense, but it's something I've always thought about when I break this product. So Diamond Kings, these have been around in the hobby for a long time. Mike Scott. So there's a lot of players in here that I have not heard of. There's a Keith Hernandez. He was a pretty good player, I think. That's a cool Kevin Mitchell. I always think of that barehanded grab that he made. I think it was like 1989. I believe he was on the Reds when he did that. Sutcliffe. I think he's an announcer for ESPN. We're just going fast through the comments here. There's a Del Murphy. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's a good player. Ruben Sierra, another good career. Here's a 3,000 hit Robin Yount card. And that one's off-center, as you can see. And this cool little Clemente puzzle. That'd actually be kind of fun to put together. I might get those pieces out. There's a cool straw. That's like a 4th or 5th year straw. Ron Kittle, he had a ton of home runs in his career. That's actually Jose Cruz. His son played for the Mariners and some other teams. He was a big deal when he got called up in like '97. Here is a Will Clark. I believe this is a rookie. The old thriller. So there's a Clark rookie. The patented rated rookie just looks great on these. I know Donruss tries to do it now, but to me, their cards don't work because they don't have the license. They don't have they can't show the logo of the team or say like the actual team. It just those cards just seem cheap to me. I don't know, but it's all an opinion. I mean, some people love Panini baseball, but I don't see any point in collecting it when there's no license. Now, if they ever got a license, I'd definitely open it and have fun with it, but not without a license. There's another Clark. So this is kind of a theme you'll see if you do these junk waxes. That's a Surhoff rookie. He was a good player. You'll just get like the same card 3 times in a row, and then you might not hit the card you were after. So like in this box, I kind of want, well, I don't kind of want, I want Maddux and Bonds rookies, and then Mark Mcgwire ones too. But there's no guarantees on those. There's an off-center Reggie Jackson. That's got to be like the end of his career there, 87. Guy Eddie. That's cool. Tim Raines. Something about these cards are just awesome. And it's not like they're worth much. This card's probably worth 10 cents or something, but I don't know. I have a lot of fun doing these older breaks. There's a Sandberg. That one's off center, top to bottom. See, sometimes they're just miscut like this. There's a Carter. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, that guy looks like a creep. I'm just gonna be honest. He looks like a creep. He was a scrappy little player, Willie McGee. There's a Straw. I always loved the Diamond Kings. That looks like Pete Rose, kind of. Bo Diaz. There's a cool Brett. That's one I would slab if I thought it was a 10. And there's a Brett base, so they're right by each other there. Wally Joyner. He was a good first baseman. That's a cool Tony. This would definitely be a slab candidate, but it's off-centered. You got thick baseballs and thin on that side, so oh well. Maybe throw it into a binder. Charlie Huff, he pitched till like 94, and he's another guy that looked like he was like 70 years old out there pitching. Dave Stewart, he was a hell of a pitcher. There's a Bogsy, and that one's off-center ending. So I mean, this set is definitely not a gimme. When I'm comparing this set, I like to compare it to 89 Donruss just because it's so close in years and the card stock feels exactly the same. But this set's way tougher from the pack. Now when I break those packs from 1989, almost every card just comes out clean. They might be off-centered, but they're not dinged up at all. There's another Tony, and that one's off-centered a little bit too. So there's nothing you can do about that. You just gotta. It's all just luck of the draw. I think that's what makes it fun, because there are those diamonds in the rough or gems inside this product. You just have to find them, and it's kind of. There's a Brett Diamond King. That one looks pretty good. It's a little off-center. You just kind of gotta have patience, and you gotta weigh it out. If it's worth it for you, to pay $20 or $25 for a box like this. It's not all just like trying to get like money back for the box, because junk wax you're not gonna get much back, but it's all about fun. I think at some point, for me at least, doing this, I have fun seeing the old players and the cards fresh from the pack. And then also I like trying to find the gems like this. This Mac looks good. So this is definitely one I would consider sending off. I'd have to take a closer look at it and see, but it looks pretty good to me. Baseballs look great. I don't see any dings, so that could be a candidate right there. So if you can find 5-6 candidates from a box of this that you think are 10s, you get them slabbed out and you have fun with it. I think it's worth it. But basically, it's the price of like those blaster boxes that you buy at Target. But you get a chance at pulling Hall of Fame players that you can slab. So there's a Trammell. I was having a discussion in one of my last videos about how he doesn't deserve the Hall. I don't know. His numbers didn't look like they were Hall of Fame worthy. I think he had like 2,400 hits, and his lifetime average wasn't that great. See, this Ozzy looks like a possible gem. Baseballs look great. I don't see any dings, so I'm just making a stack of possible cards that I'll send in here. We're almost to the second stack, so hopefully I can get this video under 20. The cards just don't flip like the score selects. They're flipping a little better now. Getting used to them. There's another Ozzy. So we're still waiting on a Maddux and a Bonds. You know, I've gone boxes without pulling one, and I've pulled 2 or 3 Madduxes in the same box. So just random. There's another Molly. Another Carter. Kirk Gibson. So flip the other way now. There's an Ozzy Diamond Kings. That one's all centered terribly. Randy Myers. Rated rookie. There's a Joe Carter. He's not in the Hall, right? Tartable. He was a good power hitter. Those helmets are cool. The socks. Let me just get these flipped around right. That's a Kevin Brown rookie. He had a great career. Diamond King, Mark McLemore. That's a rookie of Mark McLemore. He was good. Ozzy off-center Diamond King. Harold Reynolds. He's awesome on TV. Devo. There's our Larkin. It's off-center, dinged at the top, so it's like a 7 maybe. And that's just straight from the pack, so it's all random, guys. Just like I've been talking about with these cards. So, you know, like when I see a Bonds or a Mac or a Maddux, you know, in a PSA 10, I have more respect for it, you know. If you've opened the packs and you know how tough the set can be. I don't know what the pop is on those cards, but I just know what I've seen. Really, when you're buying slab cards, it's kind of all about the pop, right? I mean, if a set, you know, like modern Topps cards, like 2017 Topps, 2015, 2016, the pops on those are all like 70-75%. So the odds of getting a 10 are just so high because Topps does such a nice job with the quality control of getting the cards out clean. And, you know, I broke a box of 2018 Topps and the cards all looked perfect to me. They do a great job. So paying a huge premium for like a modern Topps PSA 10, I mean, I don't see why you would do it. There's a George Brett. There's a Reggie Jackson. So we're waiting on him. If we don't get a Maddux or Bonds, I'd say that's not a good box. There's another Mackey. Don't know why I said Mackey. That edge is dinged up, so it's definitely not a candidate. I mean, there's just when you send these cards in, one little thing, and you're not gonna send it. You're kind of looking for cards that just have that gem appeal to them. We're getting towards the end of this thing, and we're still waiting on Maddux and Bonds. What's this stack? There's a Ken Griffey Sr. He was a great player in his own right. I believe he had like 2,300 hits. There's our bear. Let's leave it. I don't think it's a gem. You gotta be careful with these corners, putting them in. See that top edge right there? Like the paper's coming up. It's actually centered pretty well. So there's a Bonds. We got a couple Macs. Maybe we can grab a Maddux and call it a day. Ricky Henderson. That's a sweet card in the Yankee uniform. Von Hayes. That's our third Mac, and this one looks good again. Let me see. Yeah, this one looks really good. It's centered very well. I don't see any noticeable defects, so we're doing great on Macs. Couple more stacks. Another Trammell, another Clemente, another McLemore. So we're kind of going through the same rotation. Joe Carter again. Sierra, that's our second Sierra. I think that's a rookie of Jimmy Key. No. Not even close. Here's the last stack. There's our Yount. Another Sierra. Mitch Williams. Wild Thing. Crucky. There's a cool Wade Boggs. Dunston. It looks like we're going to get skunked on the Maddux, but that's it. So no Maddux, but I mean, we can't really complain. There's another Mac in this stack somewhere. We got two clean looking Macs. And one Bonds that looks pretty good. I'll have to evaluate this top edge. But overall, I mean, that was a lot of fun. So I'll get this one uploaded later.